And we up.
Yo, hey yo, you just entered the
Yeah.
arena where we pull no punches. We
Mm-hmm.
just straight shoots and
Straight
hard
truth.
jabs.
Hard facts.
The chin check.
Chin check.
Bah! Let's go.
Boom! Bah! Nah. But yeah, shit. I don't know if you guys want to wait a minute or so or just get into it. And then regardless if somebody comes in or not, then it'll still be up here and we could just have the talk that we've been having for like the last
2 days, 3 days.
2 days. Yeah, we really waited on that one because I'm kind of glad we did wait because since then there's been apologies and unapologies and
Fake apologies.
everybody coming out with their own opinions and just a whole nine. I mean, and it's just crazy. Like this hasn't died down at all, and it doesn't seem like it's going to die down anytime soon. You got female actresses and comedians, they're coming out talking about they're traumatized from the whole incident, all kinds of bullshit. And I don't know what's up with people in this thing with victimhood and why people want to be victims so fucking bad. And now you got people trying to be secondhand victims and appropriate being a victim some fucking how. And they're not even the ones that got hit. Yeah.
I would do that. I felt it over here. My face hurt too.
Like,
are we pressing charges or not? Oh, we're not pressing charges? Never mind.
Amy Schumer and I think Wanda Sykes came out and it's like, come on, Chris ain't get hit that hard.
That's Wanda Sykes' best friend.
He ain't get hit that hard. But I mean, it was still.
It seemed like he took it because that shit looks stiff as all get up.
Man, you see
the thing is, Chris Rock is a G and a professional, all in one. He took that slap, and then he turned into a slight little joke. I got hit by Will Smith, most important night of the year, and just went on and kept going. That is commendable.
I don't know how he did it. It is commendable. I don't know how he did it. I'd have fucked that whole show up.
I would have said, sorry, Oscars, and I would have dove on his ass.
I can't, and that's the thing. I can't even say what I would have did. Like it's one of those type of things, like where it's just like, yo, you be a lot of motherfuckers be like, oh man, I'd have like to slap somebody like that. There was a point in time to where you slap somebody like that, one of you had to die after.
Yeah, you challenged into a duel.
You took 10 paces away,
right?
And there should have been a new host and shit for the rest of the Oscars, like or the same host. Either way, both of them motherfuckers was not supposed to come back in. Like there was a time, like slapping somebody is so fucking disrespectful.
He should have said accepted. That's what he should have said at the end after he got slapped.
Right?
Oh, accepted. Meet you. Let's go 10 paces and turn.
I just don't know how he. And you could tell for a second because said he had pointed out on the last show. He was like, "Oh shit," he looked like he was about to swing back. And
yeah, he had a slight.
You could tell there was a split second in there where he was like,
Brooklyn was coming out.
Yeah, but he looked and he said, "I could." You know what? And he switched it back,
right?
And he kept it going.
And this is a big boost for Ego Trip, his new tour coming up, or Death to the Ego Trip, his tour that's about to happen.
Yeah, I heard about that. They said that his ticket, since he got slapped, has actually kind of skyrocketed. So like his nosebleeds are like 300 and something now.
Well, I was after that happened. I was like, I need to get some tickets because I want to see what he's going to do on stage. I know he's going to touch on this.
Yep, you know he's going to talk about it.
Yeah, you want to hear, but they saying he refuses to speak about this shit. So I don't know if he's saving it for the stage.
Yes, I know he's saying it might not go to like his full special. It might be something like if you go to the live, taping of it or whatever, you get to hear some stuff that he don't go on the actual special that's going to be on like Netflix or wherever it's going. What? Because he's recording a special for this tour.
Man, shout out to Isaac and the few people that's up here with us and shit. Yeah, we gonna touch on that too. I did want to touch because that shit was crazy too. Isaac was talking about, I don't know if you guys saw it, but this dude went live during his wife's or his girlfriend's miscarriage.
What?
Yeah,
you can't make this shit up.
It was afterwards, but basically on the same day of the
No,
miscarriage.
she was
is
sitting
when-
there holding the baby, according to him. And she's holding the baby as the baby's taking his last breath or whatever. I don't know the technical term. People be like, oh, whatever. It's not a miscarriage. It's that, but nigga, we calling it a miscarriage. His wife is
It was like a
holding the
still.
baby. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he's
Yeah.
fucking live. And I'm like, dude, I even commented on his shit. I'm like, yo, man, get the fuck off this phone and get with your family. And these are the same cats that call everybody clout chasers. Who the fuck clout chases a damn miscarriage? That type shit. He said he showed the foot. Like that shit. That shit was just. I fucking got off. I couldn't believe it. I
Oh
don't
my
know.
gosh.
No, it wasn't
ridiculous.
still. I guess technically because it had a heartbeat or something.
Oh,
so they was pretty much sitting there online waiting for the baby to take his last breath, and he over here looking all in the camera and all kinds of shit. Like it was.
That baby
was
gonna
some
haunt
shit.
him.
And these are the motherfuckers, but these are the motherfuckers that we're told that we're weak weasels compared to that Kwame supports.
So
that's literally an example of when we be like, man, females fuck anybody. Like who fucks with niggas like that? There's a time for everything.
There's a time and place for everything. Now females gonna put that in their questions if they're dating. Now, if something happens and we end up losing our baby, are you gonna go live or try to put that on your YouTube channel?
that's what I'm saying. And so I asked Karina that, and Karina was like, "That's sick." Because I was like, "I know we're not tripping because me and AJ talked about it." And so I was like, "Let me get a woman's point of view just to make sure I'm not tripping." Yep, she said that's sick, and I was.
You asked the nigga. Hold on. This motherfucker tried to say like, oh yeah, we cool. It's in God's hands and shit. I don't know one female ever that's cool after a miscarriage. Ever. I don't give a fuck if she tells you she's good.
Were they in the hospital?
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe she's saying like, oh yeah, we good. God got it.
Maybe maybe she was probably still under sedation and stuff. Maybe.
Yeah, she's still in shock.
Yeah, so that's probably why it was okay and everything. When that stuff wear off and she realized what he did, hoo-wee.
That shit was wild.
Like that's not now women. I usually don't use this word, but I'm gonna use it. That word was narcissistic. That was because that shit was crazy.
Was it a baby boy and he tried to name it after himself at the same time too? That'd be super narcissistic.
That shit was crazy.
See, he told you he would lie twice over an hour. Yeah,
right. That's what I was saying. That's what I was telling you. The first time but that's the thing. And he was talking about Mr. Skinny in the fucking hospital room. Like it's a time for everything.
Right.
I don't give a fuck how real you claim to be or how much of your life you claim to show for like certain shit you gotta reel it in.
Yeah. Right.
So I'm not about to pretend with people that support Kwame and all that shit and his supporters and his get along game when this is the shit that his people display.
That's
Kwame to the people that support him, the people that make his videos. It's like these are the type of niggas that y'all rocking with and defending. Niggas you got to tell to put the fucking phone up and tend to your wife, your girl, whatever that just had a miscarriage with your child. Fuck these niggas on Facebook, whatever the hell you got going with Mr. Skinny. You got another time to do that shit. And you can. And this nigga can't convince me that girl ain't going to be fucked up about that for a while. I don't give a fuck how cool and it's in God's hands that you is about that shit. That shit fucks with women for a long fucking time.
Hell,
especially when they see
abortions
the baby.
Fuck with women.
Right. And they choose to do that shit on purpose.
Right.
Like, man, the connection. How old is that nigga? Does anybody know how old that motherfucker is?
I don't know. He probably wasn't old enough.
That shows you
Howard Stern movie.
That shows you what type of man and what type of leadership that man provides. Like your wife is going through something, and this is what type of coverage you give her. This is what type of, leadership you provide her. Man, you lame as fuck, bro. You sorry.
That shit was whack.
And I see why Kwame picked him.
Yeah, they all the same type. And that's just wild. Like, and I know motherfuckers get on here and shit, and people are constantly chasing the algorithm. They're constantly trying to stay current. They want to be on every new subject and everything. They want to say what they got to get the views and shit. But it's like, yo, some shit, like at some point we have to be like, yo, nah, not now. It's not that
Not like
serious
this.
right now.
Not like this. Yeah, that's definitely not the time nor the place. I don't even like when people record the births or whatever and try to show you afterwards or whatever. Like, I just had my birth, so go check it out. And I don't want to see that shit. That's not something you share. You share the birth of the kid. Don't share the actual birth happening. They're trying to share the death birth.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah. I
That's,
don't know.
that's,
Oh, you hush up, baby.
that's
And I'm telling her to shut up. Try hush. Be quiet.
that's this. It's getting worse and worse. That men can't be men anymore. Like that's a no
The
disrespect to women, but that's a feminine trait right there.
No pun intended, but him doing that is actually a slap in the face to her.
Nah, man, that's real shit, and that's the problem. At the times when men are supposed to be men,
Correct.
more so now probably than ever, that's the time where they come up the shortest.
Yeah.
And they fail the most obviously and the loudest. That was like a moment. This is a dude that's always talking about like he's advocating for women and all this shit. And he supports Kwame Brown, who always pushing the same narrative. They both have the same kind of attention and fan base with women, older women, all that shit, and the whole nine. And nobody said anything. None of these women, all these thirsty ass broads in the fucking comment, nobody saying like, dude, we can talk to you later. Be with your fucking wife. This is basic male 101 shit when it comes to protecting, being with, securing your woman. This is basic shit. Like, we're not saying nothing as, oh my God, he's right. Men know this.
Yes.
I just couldn't believe that shit. Like, I was like, yo, I clicked on the shit at first of the little 30-minute video. Like, oh, let's see what this little nigga talking about now and shit. He ain't did a video that ain't mentioned Mr. Skinny in about a fucking month. Let's see what he talking about. That motherfucker said, yeah, man, having a miscarriage. I said, nigga.
Oh, fuck. They just come in with it like that?
Yeah, he pretty much came in. Then he started like trying to prop up the camera so he could stand. I'm like, nigga, what are you doing?
Oh,
what
that's fucked
are
all
you
the way up.
doing? Oh, man.
Who does that?
It's just, yeah, that shit really kind of threw me for a second. And females, like, I don't know if any females see this, or if y'all in the chat, a few of y'all that's here, like, these are the niggas that y'all be fucking and getting pregnant by.
Any and everybody.
When y'all be like, oh, niggas ain't shit, y'all be choosing those niggas.
Like you can fuck them, you can have a relationship with them, but when it comes to a kid,
even fucking these niggas is too. Look, what happened to standard? Like, there used to be a real standard for men to get pussy, or like at least more of a standard.
Right.
You can't fuck some nigga like this because this is how you end up fucking around pregnant, and then you in the hospital with this nigga filming your miscarriage because you just fucking. Who does that shit, man? Like, that shit was crazy. That nigga ain't gonna respond over here. I know that. He know that's some fucking whack shit. He know that. That shit is ultimate. I don't know if he got any men in his life, any uncles, his father. I don't know his background and shit. But like, he need to get connected to some real shit. This social media, film everything, world star ass world, like, this shit is not everything.
I don't want to talk to somebody like that, because if he's gonna do that to his own the mother of his child, the mother of his child, what you think this nigga gonna do to us? Like I told you before, Like Kwame, I don't want if the way he treated Mr. Skinny, if that's what he does to his friends, I don't want to be that nigga enemy. That nigga don't give a fuck about nothing.
Yeah, a lot of these
Nothing.
motherfuckers ain't connected to shit. It's just a whole game. And the thing that's crazy about this shit even now, which I found out today, that they saying that Carcino is Mr. Fair Use.
Oh. Another break. And who's who?
And who was always on our shit at the jump?
Mr. Fair.
Fair use.
Mr. Fair Use was in the chat before we had anybody in the chat.
Yep.
And so they came out with that shit today, talking about, yeah, that was Mr. Fair Use. And I'm like, oh, okay. So Carcino want to fucking play stupid. And that goofy motherfucker really need to stay on his page and keep talking about shit that he don't have no fucking idea about. Don't draw our ire and attention, because that's some bitch ass shit. Y'all always talking about white boy tactics, but y'all niggas is hiding behind masks and jumping on motherfuckers' pages and shit, trying to put them down or slow them down because people is outing your fake ass homeboy. Yo full of shit ass homeboy that's on here running scams and shit with every motherfucker that he can connect with. Talking about he doing the work and mama's kitchen cooking and all that shit. And there's some motherfuckers that's smart enough, one, to see the shit. We don't have to connect with Kwame and shit. You can watch what this motherfucker puts out, and we're smart enough to see the shit and say, yeah, nah, we not fucking with that. And second, we have enough fucking integrity to where we wouldn't attach our name to that shit to get fucking views and followers and try to run a scam, because this motherfucker don't stand on nothing or for nothing. Y'all dealing with the real. Everything that y'all see from Tommy Sotomayor to Mr. Skinny to now even Charleston White on Kwame ass. Who was saying that shit from the gate? With no type of relationship or dealing with Kwame. We just like, yo, we see this nigga, it's simple, bam, here it is. And you motherfuckers got mad at us and shit, started calling us clout chasers. But everybody that fucks with this nigga says the same shit that we said out the gate. We told y'all motherfuckers, man, these niggas are clowns. And the reason why these suck-ass Kwame supporters don't be fucking around in our chat and shit, because they know it. We just had somebody jump up on one of our videos today, and he apologized. He was like, yo, y'all been right. Right, Isaac. Like, man, please. I told y'all, like, we didn't come on this motherfucker to fuck around and shit. And this shit is, where's the integrity?
Yeah.
Y'all talk about clout chasing and algorithm thoughts and all that shit, but you guys are not holding these motherfuckers that y'all protecting to the same level of fucking integrity. Who goes live during a miscarriage? Who gets online as a former millionaire basketball player collecting donations at the expense of fucking lost children and different things that don't have fucking anything to do with him, and even for situations that don't even require money? Like, y'all dealing with and supporting real fucking clowns. These are the motherfuckers with all the subscribers and the views and shit and everything that y'all motherfuckers keep tuning into. And we telling y'all, you don't have to settle for anybody as far as leadership goes. Sometimes we don't need a fucking leader. Sometimes we just need to fucking just watch and observe and be prepared. But you motherfuckers are so desperate for leadership and something to fucking follow and believe in that you guys will believe in fucking anything, even Kwame Brown.
Just think about that. Kwame Brown. What did Kwame Brown do?
There's nothing attached to this nigga at all.
Nothing.
He's never shown anything. He's never shown work ethic. He's never shown that he was a hell of a nigga. He's never done half of the shit that he claims. And then he builds a conglomerate of fucking people just like him, from the little light-skinned dude at Gravity to Angela Stanton King. I was actually kind of surprised to see Charleston White break that nigga down like that. He had Charleston White sounding pretty fucking sensible.
Right.
Oh, you
Couldn't
know
believe
why?
how weak this nigga was.
You know why? Charleston White was the individual, not the character. Keep going.
Right. And that was the thing. He was just so fucking disappointed. Like you could see it. Because when you if you only hear Kwame maybe in segments way back when, or you only follow a little bit, or you notice this little bit of following, then you're thinking like, okay, hell yeah, this motherfucker must be a hell of a nigga. You catch a couple sound bites and shit here and there, but then when you really watch this motherfucker, then that's when it comes out.
Yep.
Thanks, Jatoro. All that shit Charleston White and all them be saying and shit, I basically summed up on Lunch Meat.
Lunch Meat does bump in the car though. Like it hits.
Man.
Hold on. Let me get my bow in.
Yeah, shout out to Super Dope on the beat. If you motherfuckers need beats, if you guys are inspiring artists and shit, man, get with that man right there. And shit, do work and shit, man. Let's
just wait till the
we
future.
can all collab and do all that. Yeah, definitely. What'd you say?
You said wait till the future when my mask is off.
Yeah. We had to touch on that for a second because that shit is just astounding. These niggas get worse every fucking week. Because I know last week, and I'll say it to anybody that's listening, and we did the video, was that Sunday?
Yeah.
And I know me and Keys, we were thinking like we over this Kwame shit. Like this nigga is just it is what it is. Yeah. And it never fails. These motherfuckers always do some fuck shit that is just so fucking unbelievable. Like this shit is better than soap operas and all that shit. They do fuck shit that's unbelievable, and then we find out shit like, oh, okay, these motherfuckers are hiding behind pages to fuck with us. And I'm just like, damn, now we ain't gonna be able to leave it alone.
And didn't I say that? I said that all the time. I used to say, man, they watching us because of the way how the word, the phrases, the way how they describe something, they completely say everything we say.
Right. And you called that shit. I was just like, damn, when he said, yeah, Mr. Fair uses Carcino. Because what they do, I guess, is they create these pages to kind of double dip to increase the views to, make more money. I mean, it's a smart plan, but it's just like when you doing some shit and you stepping out of pocket and, out your lane to come over here and for Carcino to speak on anything. Like Carcino don't know shit. You don't know shit that he be talking about. This motherfucker just be talking. He just another nigga with a motherfucking opinion.
Yeah.
It's like, nigga, have some fucking balls and put your face to the shit that you say. If you can't stand on and stand behind the shit that you say, bitch, nigga, then you shouldn't be saying it. This is chin check. This is why you can see all our face, and Keys would even take off the mask if y'all got a problem with the fucking mask. We stand on what the fuck we say.
Right.
Y'all niggas hiding behind pages and shit and then acting like y'all don't see motherfuckers. Now you niggas see us and y'all know this grease is for real.
It's hot.
What? Fire.
Stop fucking playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that nigga tried to jump in and shit and tried to clown motherfuckers' accomplishments and music and shit, but you doing that coward shit behind a fake page.
So you've
been that nigga's
forever
whacked to me now. Like to me, yo, say out. And then another thing that's weird about that is you notice at one time Kwame seemed to have a lot of fucking friends, or he has a lot of people in his circle that don't have faces to their page.
Yeah.
That was true. Mr. Fair Use, Self-Talk, Gems for Kwame Brown or some shit like that. That is some weird sucker ass shit. And I'm telling you, if you motherfuckers is gonna hide behind fucking shit, then take your fucking hat out the ring. If you can't stand on the shit that you saying, then take your fucking hat out the ring because y'all look weak. And since y'all is circle and you motherfuckers are weak, then that makes Kwame look weaker than he already fucking looks.
Facts.
Can't have no bitch ass, fake ass, suck ass, duck ass niggas around you and shit, and then jump up and say, oh, you a hell of a nigga in any fucking fashion.
Correct.
What the fuck is wrong with you motherfuckers? And what the fuck is wrong with you hoes following this bullshit? Y'all following these suckers.
Correct.
Fucking sitting online consoling a nigga going live doing a fucking miscarriage. You fucking
shit, lame as fuck.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for your luck. Nigga, fuck his laws. Nigga, get your bitch ass off the goddamn phone. Can't believe you gotta talk to niggas like this today.
And it's
crazy
crazy
to be talking about. Like, niggas just be fucking failing.
It's crazy that people are consoling you, but you're not consoling her. You know what I'm saying? Let's break that down for a second. So you on your phone talking about worrying about what another nigga saying, worrying about what people are talking about, and she just went through a traumatic experience, and you want to be on the phone instead of consoling her, instead of being next to her to make sure she's straight, to make sure her mental capacity is good.
Right.
Fucking lame, bro.
Shit's whack.
Super weird.
It's unbelievable to just fucking sit there and watch. And this nigga sitting there kicked up with his feet up and shit, bitching about Mr. Skinny going live. Fuck Mr. Skinny at a time like that. Who gives a fuck?
Just
get your punk ass off the phone. These bitch ass niggas that y'all calling alpha males and hell of a niggas and all that shit. Y'all got us fucked up. To talk down on us and shit, and then this is the shit y'all supporting. You should have seen these cake ass niggas chats. Fucking all condolences. Not one of them simple ass bitches told this nigga, get your ass off the phone, boy. What the fuck is wrong? Like, who's around these people?
So is that the definition of being an alpha man? I don't want to be one.
Yeah, I'm cool. Yeah, I'm not that type of alpha male.
Right.
We want to debate who's an alpha and all that shit. I never really got too much into that. I'm not that type of alpha male. I'm not the type of nigga that's gonna go live doing. I'm not that hard. I'm sorry. I'm just not that. I'm not that strong. I guess to sit live on fucking YouTube while my wife is having a miscarriage. I don't know. I'm not built that tough. I'm sorry. I'll be a beta every day.
That's pathetic,
fucking believable ass shit.
That's really pathetic.
I wish she didn't bring that shit up because that shit almost fucking slipped my mind. I ain't gonna lie, and it's in the title, but shit almost slipped my mind.
It's so asinine.
That nigga ain't gonna be done with YouTube. Yeah, ain't no way he gonna be done if he's low enough to get on doing a miscarriage, right? To collect money and donations. No. These niggas know what they doing and shit. It's all a game, and they don't give a fuck what they represent. And they will fucking use you guys and play on you guys as fragile, or just how impressionable people are. They'll play on that shit. And I have y'all motherfuckers donating, and they won't do shit. They won't give shit back to the hood. They won't do anything for the charities that they claim about. They won't give anything back to the subscribers and shit like how you see Skinny do. It won't be none of that. It's all a joke for them, and they playing for shit that even if the general public don't really understand like what it is or the cause that they're supporting in full, they'll play on the fact that it's an issue that means something to you, whether it's just black women being protected or black people in general or black support, black positivity. Like, it's real easy to play on that shit because that shit sounds good to us when we hear it. We like, yeah, we rolling. So we rolling in that direction. But you always got to watch how a motherfucker move. You can't tie nothing to any of these niggas. And that's what y'all don't hold them to. Y'all don't hold these niggas fucking feet to the damn fire. You're not checking to see what Kwame doing for fucking real. He online every day and y'all talking about doing the work. This motherfucker just barely got a motherfucking banner for his fucking channel and shit. And he's on this bitch every fucking day. He's on his computer every fucking day. Like, y'all got to get serious. Nigga. We ain't did nothing but keep it 150 with y'all since we started Chin Check Podcast. Come on, don't play with us. We know what the fuck we talking about. And now you see Tommy and Mr. Skinny and Charleston White fucking solidifying that shit because these motherfuckers dealt with them. We called that shit from a distance. We seen the fuck shit from afar and said, oh, yeah, nah. We didn't have to get our fucking feelings hurt or our heart broken to know that that nigga was a fuck nigga. Real insight. Sorry, I kind of went off there. What was we talking about?
Insight? I don't know.
No, basically saying that we seen it from a distance. You just basically expounding what we're already talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, before we got on that shit, but that shit had to be said. And
no, we're talking about Kwame. We're talking about Gravity Takeout, how lame that shit was.
Yeah,
and
that shit had to be said.
Take-
If ain't nobody on YouTube gonna say that shit out of all the thousands of people that seen that shit, y'all ain't gonna say nothing, then y'all part of the fucking problem. It should have been a whole fucking thing on there and shit telling that nigga.
Yes, Miss Banks. I promise you, I just said that. How, man.
Yeah. The thing that you don't do is go live and shit during that shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, so back where we was, and we were talking about the whole the situation as far as the slap. And I really wanted to just ask you guys, definitely before we get up out of here, is what do y'all think? What do you think on the slap? Was he right? Was he wrong?
Motherfucker was wrong.
Completely out of pocket.
Right.
Completely
I think 2 days
pocket.
ago, we were both kind of like, at first, just watching it, me and Keys, we was like, that shit was just funny as fuck.
Yeah, it was funny.
It was so surprising.
I thought it was fake.
Yeah, it was so fucking surprising. It was really unbelievable. And then you fast forward another day, you're like, well, he's not really wrong, but he ain't right.
Right. So that's where I was with it. Like he's not right. He's not wrong.
Gave it another day. He's like, yeah, that was pretty fucked up.
Yeah, completely out of pocket.
Yeah, it was so out of line on so many
So
fucking
wrong.
levels. And the main thing, what did you guys notice? I don't know if you guys noticed, but online, one of the main things I noticed was that females seemed to support it the most. And they were like, oh, okay, well, yeah, shit, if you ain't stepping like Will for me, I don't need it. And a lot of motherfuckers was backing that. And the only reason he got off, I think, too, where there was no charges is because they quickly changed the narrative to make it a protect black women's issue. And it wasn't even about that shit. And the thing that's crazy about him doing all that shit and them making it an issue about protection is this motherfucker really risked a lot doing that shit. And he's probably still looking at facing consequences doing that shit. But in the same sense, just looking at their situation, Jada doesn't do that shit for him. She doesn't protect him. She hasn't been protecting him for fucking years. At every turn, she fails him in every fucking way. But women in general, and even Jada, expect that. Even though they're failing in their own way.
Like failing their man.
Can I show y'all something? Because I don't know if y'all saw it, but I'll give you an example. So I'm not just talking.
Booga.
This will hopefully be your year.
But peep this. Just peep this shit right here.
This will hopefully be your year. We love you. Thank you for all the years of joy you've brought us. Thank you. We can't wait for more Red Table Talk and more entanglements and no more entanglements. No more entanglements.
Really?
You're not where's the energy? So you gonna let this bitch talk like that in front of your dude's face? Imagine if I did that shit to one of y'all. You go through something, Gerald, with your wife and shit or whatever. She done caught you cheating and shit, eating them white girls or something. And y'all done pulled through that. And I'm leaving. And I'm like, oh man, okay, I hope to see y'all later, Gerald. Yeah, you ain't gonna be eating them white bitches, is you and shit, right in front of your fucking wife. As if like fuck her feelings and the pain that she went through with that and everything. It's just cool to just talk about that. Like it's just like it's the same level of fucking disrespect, and she ain't say shit. They laughed this shit off just fucking fine. And this is a woman that talks about being strong, independent. I seen her online even bragging about her bald ass head.
She even
But all of a
joked and
sudden,
played about it too.
right. But now you so motherfucking offended that Will got to go slap Chris Rock at the fucking Oscars.
So the thing is, I think for this, it was more about Will than it was about Jada. I don't feel like Jada said anything or provoked him to go do that. And like we all honed in on her face, thinking she was like, but if you look at the video in more slows, like she rolled her eyes, looked back at the show, like let the show's gonna go on. Like she took it in stride. And Will kind of laughed a little bit. I think he just felt something like, I need to protect her about this. And he did say something in 2016 about Jada. Remember the movie Concussion? Will got snubbed from the Oscars, right? And Jada made a big deal talking about let's boycott the Oscars. And Chris Rock was hosting the Oscars then, and he was like, I understand that y'all don't listen to Jada. Jada not coming to Oscars is like me saying I'm boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited.
Right.
So she wasn't even invited to the. How you gonna boycott something that you're not even going to? Like that's basically what he was saying, and it kind of rubbed Will the wrong way too. So maybe that compiled on it. And the entanglement joke before they went inside, it probably was like, man, like just one more. That could have been the straw that broke the camel's back. To find like, nigga.
I think it was the straw that broke the camel's back, per se, but not because of some fucking jokes. Yeah, I really don't care what people think. There's no way, and you could go from his rap career to now. There's no way that I would say over the last 2 decades, as a man, that some way that the public perception of Will Smith that doesn't make him feel like a bitch in a sense, to where he's thinking sometimes like, man, these motherfuckers really think I'm Saul. And,
I think that's
just want to get at motherfuckers. I think it's been 2 decades.
On Lost and Found, he even says that a couple times.
Yeah,
in
he
his
said,
tracks.
What'd he say? He said, what'd he say?
Mr. Nice Guy, he said.
Yeah, people keep messing with me, testing me, effing with me. I want to send a message to them, teach them a lesson quickly. They publicly get dressing me, disrespecting me heavily. They better be lucky the way my blessings affecting me. But
calm down, Willie. You don't want to go back
to mom now, Willie. Keep a nice flow for your mom. Yeah, see, we fuck with Will. That's why this is hard, because we fuck with Will Smith. Like really, like we're fans and shit and all that. We respect everything he's done and shit and accomplished and all that shit. So it ain't even so we can be unbiased and shit in that fact to be like, yo, nah, this nigga was wrong, and this is somebody that we're a fan of. Unashamed. That shit was wrong.
In the public forum like that, he should have pulled him to the side, got him backstage, something. But he had to do all that because it just messed up everything for actually Will. Everything that Will's been fighting for and building for. Yeah,
and it shows that it's deeper than that.
Right.
Because Chris Rock and him, they're friends. Like they've been around each other in Hollywood. So it's like it's plenty of ways. Yeah, he did that shit because like he probably felt that he could or he could get away with it. He was just fed up, but it's more than just that fucking joke. That joke was mid.
Right.
It wasn't even funny. And I can even show you
the joke is weak because Chris Rock himself was like, it's just a G.I. Jane joke. Like it wasn't big. Like I could have said something else.
He didn't even write it.
Hold on. Okay, you say that. We can do that. Okay. Let's expound on the joke. G.I. Jane. Who is G.I. Jane?
Demi Moore.
Woman of war that killed men with a bald haircut, right?
But let's see how she became G.I. Jane. Because she wanted to be in the front lines, but they thought since she was a woman, she was too soft, she was too delicate, wanted to keep her hair. So she proved that she was strong enough to do that, cutting her hair off, going above and beyond to go to war and kill men or whatever to show that she could be just like one of the men. So it all depends on how you take it and look at it too.
I know. Okay, so if you take it like that, if you explain it like that, how would you take it? You would take that more.
I thought that shit was a compliment.
A positive or negative?
I thought it was a compliment when I heard it.
Okay, so you gonna slap the shit out of me over a positive comment? I didn't say that bald head bitch. I didn't say
But
Sinead O'Connor looking ass hair bitch. I didn't say none of that. That man said G.I. Jane.
but that's the thing. People are so surface that when you say, "Oh, G.I. Jane," like that, like yeah, you could think of it that deep. But at first, you're like, "Oh, you making fun of her bald head. Oh, she has alopecia. Now we got some. Now it's almost like a thing now about alopecia rights and
But
shit."
yeah, but that's like a whole rabbit. Either way, it's a rabbit hole. Like you have to really
Right.
dig deep instead of just taking it for the surface of what it is. Yeah, she has
And
a
then
bald
yeah, even
head.
surface is so motherfucking mid, and that's why I said it's deeper.
Every time I heard it too. I'm like, but every time we see Jada in the limelight, Jada had short hair before she even had alopecia. She's known
Right.
for rocking the short hair.
Right.
People
Them little
try to have
bobs and
hair
shit.
like Jada, the whole skin all the way down, finger things or whatever they're called,
So
all
how
the way
would
to
you even
stuck to her
know
head.
that? And most
So
motherfuckers don't pay attention to her like that to know about. Like nobody cares about that red. I don't even want to say that shit, but nobody gives a fuck to that extent. I'm pretty sure Chris didn't know, so he didn't
right.
write the joke, and he didn't know. That's to me, that's a safe assumption. And
I
then to
can beat
go
all
up and
that.
do, huh?
I can beat all that. Your
What?
job as a celebrity is to take these shots, right? Because
So
you're a
Will Smith
celebrity.
said that in his written apology. He's like, yes,
In
for
his
me,
apology, yeah.
I can take it. I've been doing it for years. Take it off. It comes with the territory. She's even said it when Chris Rock said the thing about you wasn't invited. How you gonna boycott something you're not invited to? She said it comes with the territory, and she laughed that off. So you do laugh stuff off like that when it comes to being a celebrity. So I don't know
But
what elevated it so much, like boiled up inside him, festered him for him to walk up there and do it. That's why I thought it was a joke watching it. I was like, oh,
no,
this is a skit.
Brown. Right. No, but brown skin lady 81, she said there's a difference between cuts and bald spots. Like, no, we're talking back like low down, dirty shame, Inkwell, and all that shit. She's always rocked short
Right.
hairdos. She's
The Tales from the
always
Crypt
shaved the sides of
movie.
her head. Like she was killing that shit long before females really thought that shit was cute. So it's
Even when
like
she was
even
on
then,
A Different World, she had short hair.
right? Like we're used to seeing Jada with short hair or bald hair. Like the baldy is just slightly shorter, and shit. It really wasn't that surprising to me. Got a
Right.
nice shaped head. Like, okay,
Crazy
rock it.
thing is, I didn't even know. Like everybody's seeing how vocal she is about what's going on with the alopecia, and she cries. She's on the Red Table. I don't watch Red Table Talk. She talks about it
Right.
all the time or whatever. I didn't even know until my wife told me. Like when after
Right.
he
That
slapped
was
her, and
new to me.
I was like, what's wrong with the G.I. Jane joke? I mean, if anything, it was calling her a lesbian if you were trying to flip it. But that was a compliment. And then she was like, well, she's dealing with this and alopecia, and that's why her hair, she
Right.
shaved her
I'm just
hair
saying, who
off.
would know that? And nobody's in her head hard enough to see patches or unevenness.
That's why
Her
she
Like,
head
saved it.
usually looks pretty fucking good.
That's why she saved it, because she started to get the patches. So I had to do some research to see. So she
Yeah.
shaved it to make it more even, so you don't
Yeah.
see. And she wants to embrace it. Like now she's like, I'm living with this alopecia. I'm embracing it. Alopecia is my friend now, and I'm bald headed, so that she can live. And she's gorgeous because we're used to her having short hair. I thought it was just a fashion thing. I thought she didn't want to whip her hair back and forth anymore, just like her daughter.
Man. Yeah, I don't know. I just think the whole thing really, and I think it's crazy. Another thing, like it seemed like nobody checked on Chris, and I think that was
you
one of
know,
the
Kimber wasn't
biggest.
even.
gorgeous. She is fucking. Oh my god, she is fucking gorgeous. We're
She's
not saying
gorgeous.
that. We're just basically saying,
Yeah,
like,
no, we're
And
not
he
saying
said,
nothing bad. I mean, yeah, Jada Pinkett is beautiful, but it's like, no, who would know that? Like, you would have to put so much in, and I think that's the thing that bothers me. Like, nobody checked on Chris one, and then people assume so much. It came up with so many excuses that fucking fast to justify this nigga doing that punk ass shit.
right. And then they try to write a narrative that Chris Rock always attacks black women. When his
Right.
daughters
And
are black, the reason he did good hair is because he wanted to know what was the strength or reason behind so much with black women's hair for his daughter. So
yeah.
like and that's the thing, like the world is so sensitive nowadays. People do
Too
joke
fucking
about
sensitive.
testicular cancer. Testicular
Right.
cancer is so funny to everybody. They talk about it all the time. all the time. What was that dude riding the bicycle with one nut and everything? He had so many jokes. Lance
yeah,
Armstrong.
yeah, Lance Armstrong. Man,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. And shit is just, but there again, there you go. There's that imbalance. But we supposed to slow everything down because she has alopecia that we don't know about. I mean,
Right.
shit, we just gotten to a point to where we're just so fucking, man. He said, I thought transgender people apparently is, man. I'm telling you. And he opened it up by doing that shit. You see, what's his name? Andrew Schultz rant his roast.
No, I
After
didn't.
he slapped Chris. Oh man, comedians been going in. You're gonna have to start putting a disclaimer when you perform, Gerald. Like, hey, don't come up on this fucking stage.
Right.
Because niggas think that that's the thing now. Like, that shit set so many bad precedents and all that. Like,
Oh man, I saw a meme with Magic Johnson on it. It was like, we can slap people for telling alopecia jokes. Well, what can I get away with? Because
Right.
we know there was so many jokes.
Did you see
about
OJ?
him. Yeah, I saw the
OJ
tweet.
said, man, everybody know I've been through my shit. And I would love to be slap a lot of these, but you know, it comes with it, you know. If OJ say you wrong, you
Right.
fucked up. That's all I have to say. Even OJ was like, yeah, Will ain't have to do that. Like, god damn, OJ. You would have thought
I think
OJ was
when Will won his award, I think Samuel Jackson don't like Chris Rock that much because Samuel Jackson was like, "You slapped the shit out of him, dog. Yeah, get your award." Oh, Pulp Fiction
just like
up in
I
here.
taught you.
I'm sick of these motherfucking jokes on this motherfucking award show.
Oh shit!
You shouldn't have been talking shit.
I mean, it was plenty fucking funny, man. But
Yeah,
there was so much teachable shit to learn from that shit that I think just a lot of people in general fucking just missed.
The biggest thing about this whole night when this happened was the 94th Oscars, right? It was a president historic night because it was an all-black production company that produced the Oscars this year.
And
First
then Will
time-
pulled that shit.
First time ever in 94 years they allowed an all-black production company to produce the Oscars. And that's why Beyonce never goes to the Oscars or perform at the Oscars. She opened up the Oscars. Like, so there's a lot going on. It's like,
I would not have known, honestly, if Will didn't slap that nigga, I wouldn't.
Right. So with all that, I was like, I remember the hype for the all-black production company. I want to watch the Oscars. I forgot the Oscars existed that day until I heard Will slapped her.
Yeah. I was like, what?
Chris
You
Rock.
slapped Chris Rock? When?
Right.
At the Oscars. The Oscars? They still do
Exactly. That's exactly what I said.
Who fuck watches the Oscars and why are they there?
Right. But he won, he won that award. So
yeah, and that shit just totally it totally overshadowed a lot of shit because Samuel Jackson won his first Oscar.
Right.
And so he doesn't even get the moment. I think it was a moment for just a lot of black entertainers and, like you said, the staff, the crew, and everything. And that shit is just completely overshadowed by that fuck shit because we're in a society that promotes niggas being irrational and emotional, and will excuse it if it's in the name of defending a black woman or protecting a black woman. And that shit was just so fucking overboard.
Yeah.
And kind of it was really whack. So I mean, it just in that sense, out of somebody that we've admired and everything over the years, and so musically, his acting, movies, everything and shit, that just sucks to kind of see him go out like that, especially when he did that shit for somebody that don't protect him in the same light. And not saying, because I mean, at the end of the day, it's still his wife. So when it comes to those situations, you still supposed to protect your wife, and then what y'all going through, that's what y'all going through. I'm not saying that, but it just sucks to kind of see like how quick the narrative was spun, and then how there's no protection for Will and their relationship, and how that shit is played out in the public. It really reflects on how we deal with each other on a smaller level.
Right.
There's no space and protection for a lot of men. A lot of men are expected to just fucking roll.
I have a joke here in Vegas. I was like, everything's equality. Everything is equality until someone gets hit. And then Where's the shade tree for niggas?
Shit, that shit's too real to be funny.
But it's fucked up. But it's there. I'm like, I even looked too. I was like, what if I was like some Long John Silver's fish and I was battered and I needed to find a place to stay?
Oh no.
Where do I go? Even in the movie Pursuit of Happiness, you can Will Smith himself couldn't find a place for shelter because it was only for women and children.
Was in the bathroom and all.
He was in the bathroom. That's when he should have won an Oscar too for that. That was whew.
Yeah. No, but that's just some real shit. And then it brings up another topic and shit about men's mental health.
Right.
There's no safe space for men in that shit. And that's why I said, like, he had to been carrying that shit for at least 2 decades. That wasn't about some fucking small ass little weak ass alopecia joke that this nigga didn't even write. That was like, man, I'm tired of being feeling like and being made to seem like I'm a bitch
or a coward.
Just bitch covers it all. So as a man, you know, there's just certain shit that we take and there's certain shit that we allow, even when we don't want to. And if you let that shit build up, we're sitting around like, oh, these motherfuckers think I'm soft. Oh, you think you're just gonna get away with that? And then it boils over, and the next thing you know, you slapping motherfuckers and shit that supposed to be the most crowning achievement in your life.
All right. What you saying?
So Miss Brown Skin Lady, hold on. So Miss Brown Skin Lady, so a joke is disrespectful?
Oh, it depends how you take it. Jokes are all about perception.
That's true.
It's how you perceive comedy and be funny. Like, everybody's not funny, like T.I. But some people might find people funny.
And that's another thing that I said too, because people look at it too like just one way. Because just like we're talking about Will's public perception, people think like, oh, well, if that was The Rock and not Chris Rock, you know, would he have did that? He wouldn't have slapped him. But people are not thinking like, well, okay, if you're gonna look at it like that, well, if that was T.I. and Tiny sitting there, does he try to run some clever ass joke to get off? The same way as, oh, we think we can do this with Will Smith because Will Smith is perceived as soft, and y'all know damn well
he's a nice
that
guy.
all y'all out there and motherfuckers, a lot of motherfuckers naturally are gonna perceive him as weak. Nobody sees a man and shit letting his wife be like that or always fucking appeasing his wife under them circumstances and not thinking like, yo, what the fuck is up with dude?
The thing is, Will Smith, he does his thing and no one sees it because they're supposed to have an open relationship. And August needed some spins on that record. So he put that shit out there. They should have been checking him.
But that's the thing,
for putting their family business out there.
But that's the thing, though, and like when it comes to like those type of people, I tell people, even with open relationships, you can't just dismiss it. Just because you're in an open relationship, that doesn't mean there's still no boundaries. It just means that the boundaries are expanded.
Right.
And one thing, even in an open relationship, I know you're not supposed to bring shame and embarrassment back home.
Right.
That's in any relationship. Whatever the fuck you're doing and shit, it don't need to come back and affect the fucking house.
Correct.
So even if you want to say, okay, Jada didn't cheat and all this shit, what she did was she brought shame and embarrassment to the house because she was doing her shit sloppy. Or whatever the fuck she was doing, that it turned out to be some fucking messy shit that somebody like Will Smith shouldn't have to deal with in the public. And now we looking at him like, what kind of cake ass nigga is this? And y'all know we are.
Right. I mean, his reason for in the acceptance speech about being a protector, protecting the people.
That was bullshit.
But in his autobiography, he talked about watching his dad beat his mom, and he felt like a young coward, like he could never stand up to his dad or do anything, and he never wanted to feel like that again. So what if that all resonated back to that? Like, stuff's been happening.
This nigga's main problem, and we got to stop bullshitting. His problem is fucking Jada.
Well, Jada's been his problem since before they got married.
Back to the beginning.
Right.
They've never had the same values. Jada has always been Jada. They never had the same fucking values from the jump. Will is traditional. She's not. She never wanted to be married. She had a odd fascination or a real close bond with Tupac. She always threw up in his face. So this goes back. to that. And this nigga, for how long they've been married, 20 years or so and shit, has been trying to appease her all the fucking long this whole time. And it's not working. And in the long run, he's looking more and more like a weak ass man inside, but yet he can't say shit because it's almost like to the point now where he has to prove that this shit'll work. He's gonna bend at every turn to make his shit work so she don't leave.
Yeah. What is it? Like, I don't know which table talk it was. It was the first one that he was on. They talk about relationships and making people happy. And he was like, that's what he was doing the whole time of their marriage, trying his best to make Jada happy. And he realized it's not his job to make her happy. She has to already be happy.
Couldn't. She didn't even want. She
already had to be happy, and then they can expound on their happiness together. So he wasn't trying to keep doing all this stuff. So things that he likes to do with bungee jumping and doing all that, he's not trying to make her do that with the family trips. He'll let her go and do her thing. He gets to go off and do his thing.
Jada want a thug.
A roughneck.
we know these type of sisters. Like, come on, it's just flat out. And Will is as accomplished as he is, and all that. It doesn't matter. Like, she didn't want that shit. She didn't want nothing this nigga was offering.
Yeah.
And he's been paying for it every fucking since. And now it's just ugly up in the front. Why is it Jada's fault? Jada's fault. If you want to look at it, the only way I would say that it's not Jada's fault is because just like I said, Jada's been Jada from the start. I look more at Will because Will probably should have never left his first wife for Jada in the fucking first place. So that's where Will takes it. Jada's being Jada, but I mean, there's still fault in that because it's like, yo, she doesn't put out that same effort. She does nothing to protect their family and shit and their image and everything. She lets everything fucking. I just played a video where she's joking about the entanglement right in front of this nigga's face.
But she said no more entanglements.
Still, like, we don't play like that. Let me joke about you finally get your wife over the hump and y'all smooth a little bit and she over you cheating and I bring that shit up like, oh, like that's the thing.
I'm like
in front of your wife, like that's just disrespectful.
Right.
And it's like the same energy. She could have been like, hey, yo, don't do that. Not in front of my dude. Like, yo. But we just talking like, oh yeah, no more entanglements, you know what I'm saying? Like, what?
Right.
Because
that's where the slap should have been going off. And I think that was the same night. I don't know. I hope somebody let me know. But if that was the same night.
Yeah, that's the night before they went inside. Like, you know, on the red carpet, they do all the little interviews and all that.
I'm trying to see if I could hear like a tone change in his laugh.
This will hopefully be your year. We love you. Thank you for all the years of joy you've brought us. Thank you. We can't wait for more red table talk and more entanglements. And
he's a that was shade completely to the way the tone and everything, the way Laverne said it. Entanglements, like she knows it's some fuck shit.
That's some cold shit.
Right.
But he has to eat that. That's his public perception. His public perception, like, man, if you we already know, like, if it's looking like, man, you don't satisfy or you don't complete your wife, that's a huge strike against us as men.
Yeah.
But she lets all that shit ride. So I mean, I don't think I really say. Oh, what'd you say?
I was saying, but on the flip, if a woman's not really satisfying her man or whatever, and not completing her man whole, then society takes it as, okay, he's going to cheat, and
it's still your fault.
You gotta stand by your man, and it's your fault for stepping out on your wife. So yeah, it's all fucked up for men.
It's your fault if she's inadequate. That's the thing. Yeah, man, I'll tell you, man, you guys ain't got enough time today.
I don't actually,
man.
Okay.
It's still your fault. Even if she's inadequate, it's your fault that she's inadequate because you're not doing something that makes her like, no matter what, it's always the man's fault.
All right, I'll keep it rolling. I gotta go try to hit this comedy stage. I'm not gonna take up too much time like T.I. did, so I gotta.
Oh shit! It's 6:15.
Yeah, just bring that up real quick before you go, if you can.
It's stupid. Like he was on stage, and so when you're doing stuff like that, you get a warning. You got a minute to wrap up your stuff, and it's a light that you'll see. And then if you go beyond that, they'll give you like a double light. But this motherfucker went 20 minutes past
Past
the
the
light.
light? Oh
Past
shit.
the light. And there was other people waiting to go on. So when he extended his time longer, the audience was saying, "Yeah, do your Ti shit, like take advantage of this because you're Ti or whatever." Like just egging him on. There's a dude in the curtain behind him, like, "Come on, you gotta come off stage. The light." He's talking about I absorb light, I am light. Shit wasn't funny, and they had to wrap up because they closed at a certain time. So he like ruined like 6 people's sets. They wasn't able to go on because
He
of that.
doesn't have no respect for it.
Yeah, he treats it like
Treats it
hip-hop.
like rap, and it's not the
Yep.
same thing like we was talking about on the other show, and it's kind of fucked up, and it's kind of weird, like with this slapping and everything, and then Ti taking comedy. It's like seems like a weird space for a lot of comedians right now too.
It's stupid that he's doing this. He's a great entertainer. And
Right.
like he can make people laugh. He's gonna have to show me because he hasn't yet. I just think people are just doing it because it's Ti, and like he has
Yeah.
this stigma behind him and this persona. Like he might fuck around and he might walk off stage and slap somebody for not laughing at his joke. So
Yeah.
that like the audience is like,
I just don't think it's any respect for the culture and shit as far as he
the
goes. And to
culture,
me,
the
yeah, at
craft, because he's
least,
not even developing either. He's still doing the same thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, you can't even respect the craft enough to at least try to be fucking funny
Right.
and to be causing all that type of different trouble at different spots, and then you can't understand. The thing that kills me is that he can't understand that he's Ti.
Right. Hold on. All right, John.
No.
You know,
He
so of
knows
course
he's
he's gonna
T.I.
take spots like that for him. So just for him to go over the light like that shit's crazy.
It's
You know.
retarded.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up, and it's just another example and shit. You know, like what we were
Alright.
saying.
All right, y'all.
All right, yeah, Dean is out, but yeah, no, Travissimo. He said it's his fault for being stupid and sticking with her, and that's where really I place most of the fault, because as a man, really at the end of the day, you don't have to force or make no woman do anything. A woman either get with it or she can get gone. You ain't got to dictate or control or none of that shit. So, like I said, it was his fault. Jada's Jada, but still, it's just like, you know, you still got to call out, like, you know, where she's kind of fucked up in certain ways and shit. I'm not necessarily saying it's her fault, but there's just a lot of ways. A lot of her ways are really fucked up and kind of wicked. And, you know, it's really, females love this world or this word toxic. Jada's really toxic just by default. Yeah, that too. I know he don't have a prenup, so he damn sure ain't trying to get out of that. Because if he leave Jada, whew, Will Smith he gonna be doing bullshit movies probably to make ends meet.
Dun, dun, dun.
Nah, I'm not married. I was long time ago. Long time ago. So I think with me, like I speak on marriage because when I do, I can speak on it from a standpoint because I know definitely what it takes for a marriage not to work. And I'm around a lot of people that they're either married or, you know, they're doing that thing. You see it. So, you know, you live and you learn and you understand things, especially when you can look at yourself and you can understand and accept your faults. And then understand the duty that's involved in marriage. And a lot of people kind of take marriage, or no, a lot of people take marriage for granted. They don't really appreciate that union or what it is. And they take these vows and they go through this process of constantly trying to change and stretch the boundaries and complicating shit because we're so involved in our own flesh and the shit that we want. That modern day people, like, we couldn't even imagine being so selfless to actually honor what the fuck a marriage really entails. Why you say we would get locked up for fighting? And so like I don't know. I think I'm really cool. Like I'll be saying like, man, I don't know. I'm cool till I'm not, but even in relationships, like I'm pretty fucking cool. I'm chill. I don't be all on the motherfucker's head or man, I'm really cool. Like some of the shit that I've been through, you'd be surprised and shit because I'm really a cool ass nigga for the most part. I ain't perfect, but man, I'm definitely too cool for a lot of the bullshit that I've dealt with off of females. But that's another show. Dude, is that a fucking cat in your background?
Yeah, leave my cat alone. Mind your business.
Yeah, I forgot you got that cat.
Attend to your conversation with Miss Brown Skin Lady talking about y'all.
No, I'm just saying, like that's just crazy. Like shit. Because with me too, like I'm not scared. And what a lot of people and a lot of dudes with their women or with women in general, they're scared to have conversations. Like I'm not scared to have those uncomfortable ass conversations that or say shit that I think a female needs to hear.
Yeah.
You know, so she said when is what oh she's you talk about the whole other show? No, I don't know. I don't know. We go into all that. We might. We might. Oh shit.
Oh man.
Yeah, but you can't be scared to have conversations with females because I think a lot of the time females get the wrong idea because a lot of guys won't talk, don't feel they can talk, don't feel they can say nothing, scared to say something because they feel it will jeopardize their pussy rating and all that shit. And
okay. I'm sorry not to interrupt, but we are going to have a show like that. It's just not right now. We're trying to set up everything. So don't get it misconstrued. We will have that show. And when that show happens, I want you to hit that link.
Yeah, because we really want to hear from people on because that's what I'm saying. Like those are the conversations like you got to be willing to have. Because one of our biggest things in dealing with females is just this thing where it seems like a lot of females have a problem with accountability. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure when we get on that topic, we're gonna piss a lot of y'all off.
I hope you stay liking and subscribe.
Right? Don't unsubscribe. Yeah. But we kind of touched on it a bit with this Jada and Will situation too. Like you just see the lack of accountability just kind of all around, and he pretty much got a pass off of women's lack of accountability. We totally made it a women's issue to get him a pass when he should have had to bail out.
So you basically telling me words are acceptable for you to be able to hit somebody. You get what I'm saying? No matter how you take it, because
shout out to Zigga.
So hold on. Some young man can watch. Oh my bad. Some young man can watch what Will Smith just done, right? And he could be trying to protect his woman and fuck around and get shot trying to put hands on another man. Like, take that in for a second.
And that's the thing. The people that perpetuate that type of shit and the people that is rooting that type of shit on is the same reason why the cemeteries and prisons are filled with niggas.
Correct.
Because we're taught to act and be violent, and we always gotta be quick to jump, and ain't nobody gonna disrespect me and shit. A lot of the time, there's power in the shit that you don't say. There's power in the shit that you don't do.
Mm-hmm.
Just jumping up out of emotion and shit like that could really, and we have yet to see. It's only been 2 days, but that could really affect Will long term. And then we'll be looking back and we'll be like, damn, for what? You throw away 30 years of a career in entertainment and shit for a brief moment like that where your wife would have been oh fucking K. If she can laugh about fucking other niggas in front of you and shit, she can deal with a fucking haircut joke. It's like, come on, man, get real. We got to really understand what we're talking about. Protection goes both ways.
No. It's more men that do things than don't. Women just you blow up the small percent of men of the negative things that these men do.
Yeah,
Just like
y'all blow them niggas up that record miscarriages and shit. Like those are the niggas y'all exalt.
yeah, because it's more men with jobs, more good looking men. It's more, you know what I'm saying, whatever you want to put it, than men that don't do these things, that don't stand up, that don't have jobs. I'm just basically saying it's more positive role model looking men than ain't shit men. But y'all always target just the ain't shit men as the
and that speaks for all. But I mean,
men.
yeah, and part of that is because we all as people or colors, races, sexes, or whatever, we all have a social imprint that we all play a part in too. But at least men, I think, even acknowledge that, like you were pointing out, that we kind of do get that bad rap for a small percentage of us. My problem with women a lot of time on that is women really act like the bad in them don't even exist
At all.
and men are just out here fucking up. Like we can't even get women for the most part in general to acknowledge like, yeah, there's a portion of us that's fucked up, or there's a portion of us that has seemed to have gotten in our own way, and we're kind of adding to this whole divide with families and the divide in the black community. Like fuck it, because I deal with black women, black people. Black women don't acknowledge that shit. They help bring it in, and until we get to that point, it's going to be hard to kind of talk about all the other shit that comes with being together, building together, and everything, because we can't even acknowledge that there's a problem. And it's not the shit, because, man, I'm telling you, man, 3 guys on this panel and shit, man, we love black women, but we fucking have dealt with some shit. We've seen some shit. So, yeah, it's just like, man, it's all discussions and shit. I know if y'all willing to have these discussions, then, yeah, hell yeah, we're going to have some good shows coming up, because we got questions, too.
Yeah, I got major questions.
You're right, Scott Free. Scott Free said, shout out to Scott Free. I don't think I seen you on here. You one of the day ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, Will Smith got FU money. So while people are or where you see a lot of women like, yeah, man, if a motherfucker ain't gonna be like Will for me, understand Will got fuck it money. These niggas, these niggas that y'all dealing with don't. And y'all gotta really think out here. And they say black women love drug dealers and game bangers and look over squares and 9-to-5 jobs. Right. That too. But if we say that, then they're going to act like that's not a real dynamic.
Yeah. Squares and 9-to-5 dudes, we're lame.
Man, I've been called lame and boring and shit and all that stuff. And I be watching bitches struggle with niggas that don't even have shit, barely have 2 outfits, can't even change their fucking socks 3 times a week and shit, and bitches be crying distraught over these niggas giving them babies and everything, and you're like, niggas ain't shit. And I'd be like, what are you talking about? Like, you see the nigga that you with?
You can't judge it because you're married too, so you can't judge it on it. You got to judge it like when you wasn't married, what type of man you was looking for.
Because I know brown skin, man, I gotta think, man, brown skin women, man, y'all in the 90s, y'all was some cold ass motherfuckers. A nigga my color and shit couldn't pull up on a brown skin girl in the 90s.
You remember them days?
Hell yeah, y'all really laxed a little bit. Y'all, them light skinned niggas, those gravity takeout looking ass niggas and shit fucked y'all over for about good 10, 15 years. Yeah, I was like, oh, enough of that shit. Yeah, I came back to the dark side. Shit. But nah, yeah, there is something to that, man. I always be saying like, yo, man, these motherfuckers really. And then you can see it, just like with the situation we talking about. Like, what are they saying? Like, oh yeah, niggas are supposed to just be jumping up, attacking motherfuckers and shit. Like, no, sit your ass down. You ain't gotta jump up and shit for every time somebody say something and shit or whatever. Like, you should be more I swear, and then for black women to be so like independent and strong, but like that's the reaction y'all expect. Like, come on, man. There's no strength in playing yourself. Like, come on. Yeah, right, Shonda. Shonda Corelli, I never like y'all lying. Y'all niggas is some lies. I bet y'all.
So you didn't like Tony Terry? You didn't like Tony Terry?
All of them got a light skinned baby daddy. The first one is light skinned. I bet you. Y'all can't play.
You don't want that man with that Hawaiian silk.
Right. If you ain't lock your girl down when she was 18, you become dad to a light skinned kid in the black community. It's automatic. I ain't never dated a black girl with without one light skinned kid. Ever. Yeah, boy. It's a little light skinned kid named Adrian or something sweet like that. Caden. I'll take your word for it, but I don't know. I bet you between if you was around 92, 93, about 95 and shit, like before DMX, I'm pretty sure you was passing on the Brown brothers.
No, it looked like she was dating hood niggas.
Still, them light skinned niggas, the light skinned niggas be the ones trying to show out even harder. Like they feel like they got even more to prove. Get you coming to light skinned niggas and shit that just be so quick to fight because they figure niggas take them lightly because they're light skinned. It was the same way for men, always mixed girls in video. I guess you can call me an aspiring artist, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't know. I do music and shit. And I can tell you, just from my position, it's hard to get black girls to do videos. Them white girls and Mexicans and shit would throw on the thong quick and get in the camera. Yeah, I used to be like, yo, I used to say like, man, whenever I do a video, I want black women, brown women. They ain't got to be naked or whatever the fuck like that, but I just wanted that representation. But it's hard to get sisters to do videos, especially if you're not famous, and then it's already like a bad stigma on, females in videos. So people automatically see it like, oh man, you want me to be a video hoe? And yeah. But I'm not denying there is a dynamic where, black men, they tend to have this thing, with brown skinned women. Cause I've heard some stories and I've seen niggas talk shit about brown skinned women. And I think that shit is trash.
I hate niggas that talk about dark skinned women. I think dark skinned women, brown skinned women are the most sexiest women on
the best.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Like somewhere around my complexion and darker. Whew.
Look,
that shit is like an automatic.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
My first ever crush was Chuck Berry's granddaughter, Melanie Berry. I'm always gonna say it. She was the most beautiful girl in the whole fucking wide world. Skin was dark, like African dark, but she was so fucking gorgeous. She's gorgeous to this fucking day. God, Lord.
Yeah, because that dark skin don't age.
No.
If they take care of it, that shit just lasts for fucking ever. Even if they titties fall to their knees, the skin still be like shit. The skin still glow. Oh man, I remember back I don't know what time that was for you with Chuck Berry's daughter, but I know when I was younger and shit, I used to like Foxy Brown, the rapper. I ain't that old, but she was fine too. But yeah, Foxy Brown and Latavia from Destiny Child. I was like, nigga, fuck Beyonce, nigga. Who is that dark one right there?
LaToya Luckett
was so motherfucking fine. Nah, Latavia was killing LaToya Luckett. She was shitting on all of them. They didn't even give her no lyrics. Whoo, that girl was fucking fine.
That's why I like Latoya Luckett.
Latoya Luckett was, I don't know, she was just that typical, like, kind of medium light, brown skin, big ass head. Foxy had the illest boy. Yeah, Foxy could rap too. She kind of had that Biggie Smalls flow. She was dope. Fine. Woo! That girl was fine, man. I'm going back teenage year.
I love the Jamaican women, boy. That's the bloodline right there. I love them Jamaican women. Woo!
Do they really be having them those aggressive ass voices all the time and shit?
Yep.
That's the thing I can't do and shit. Them motherfuckers be so hard and shit. Like, god damn.
No. Some it was a girl that went to our school. I don't know if you remember, but it's a girl that went to our school. She had dreads. She was Jamaican. That's the only girl I ever met that was Jamaican that wasn't hard. Like,
yeah, I don't even remember that.
Voice. She had like a real, I forgot her name. She had a real soft voice.
Yeah, I would need to know the name. I don't even remember that shit.
I asked my dad.
Them girls that went to fucking Valley. You know, let me stop. In this case, some of them girls that went to Valley actually look at. Well, we don't have to worry about that because people from Vegas don't support people from Vegas doing shit. So we can talk shit. I used to lie to niggas at the club. Oh shit, man! She probably pull it off. She got a nice brown complexion and probably switch up your voice a little bit. Hey, right? Do the Miss Cleo and shit. Yeah, she be in there. The Geechee girl. Got to change your name, brown skin lady, to Brown Geechee 81.
Yeah,
I've never had a Haitian girl. Shit, Haitian, just being around Haitian dudes and shit is enough. That shit is tense.
Yeah.
Man. But yeah, I don't know. I think we kind of covered that shit. But
yeah, we can get off of it.
Yeah, I heard about that shit. Mr. Skinny. Shout out to Mr. Skinny. You know, he shouts us out. You know, we used to rib on Skinny too. But Skinny's always been kind of a standout over there. And in a sense that you could just see the difference. Like if you check out Mr. Skinny now, you can kind of see just disassociating himself with Kwame. That's a whole different show, vibe, and energy. Like it's cool. That motherfucker's funny.
Mm-hmm.
He's articulate. Like, I was thinking like, damn, man, this dude, Kwame hang out with dummies, but Kwame dropped the realest motherfucker that he had on his team. Because one thing that I noticed from the jump with Mr. Skinny is I'm like, this motherfucker got endorsements. He doing commercials. I was on Facebook, scrolling my Facebook, and I seen Mr. Skinny in a commercial. And I was like, what the fuck? I hit Keys up like, yo, nigga, who the fuck is this nigga Mr. Skinny and shit? Because I'm thinking like, yo, he doing something on a level that, a lot of people on YouTube, they're not doing it. If he got sponsors and commercials and connects and all that shit. So I always say like Kwame fucked up.
That's why I started going over to his page.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I check them all out because ultimately and shit, for me, is not hate. Like I said before, like if Kwame checked us out and shit, nigga, like listen to what motherfuckers is saying and shit and then apply it. Yeah. It ain't just the fucking like I don't want to see Kwame like shitted on and his channel removed and all like that's not my goal is shit. Like I'm just teaching. I'm going off what I see. And if you're not okay being perceived as a fuck nigga and shit, then do something to change it. Like people can see it. Yeah. But at the end of the day, motherfuckers gonna do what they do, and a lot of people they just are who they are, and he's had plenty of time to change that shit. And then you could always see the difference with Mr. Skinny because he just moved differently. He was always pushing his product. We laugh at his commercial and the note, Mr. Skinny done, but it's like you could just see the difference. Like he's doing shit. He's moving. He got his beard oil and shit. We still out on that, Mr. Skinny. We don't know how good that shit work. I don't know. We need some product pictures and shit, and some success stories. I'm fucking around, but Yeah, you just see the difference in movement between him and then other cat. That too. When I found out he was a sneakerhead, and I was just like, yeah, I'm kind of a sneakerhead, you know. And yeah, but nah, Kwame totally dropped the best motherfucker he had rolling with him, and I think even after a certain extent, when you're really doing some shit and you're worried about your brand and making money and being able to be in a different space to really influence things, you see the difference in Mr. Skinny. And I think naturally either that would have had to rub off on Kwame would have had to get it together, or they would have eventually split apart anyways, because they're just obviously not the same. Like Kwame's work ethic or his lack of work ethic, it just shows. And when you just start putting them around motherfuckers that's really doing shit, like you don't have to agree with Mr. Skinny and shit, but you could just see that he's a nigga that does some shit.
Yeah.
He's about something. And when you mix that with a motherfucker that ain't trying to do anything or that they're stagnant, like men, they hate stagnant ass niggas. Niggas that ain't trying to move or do anything. Like men hate that shit. That shit would have drove a wedge between them eventually anyways. You see with Charleston White. I know none of us agree with fucking 99.7% of the shit that come out of Charleston White mouth. But Kwame changed that motherfucker. He had to drop character.
Yeah, his character.
He broke, what do they call it in wrestling? He broke kayfabe.
Kayfabe, yep. He broke kayfabe.
And he was like, damn, dude. Like, I'd never seen such pathetic shit in my life. Like, Kwame should see this shit and learn from it. Not fucking attack. Like, motherfuckers, I don't even think people were telling him this shit to attack him. I think it's really constructive. It's just sometimes... Go ahead.
The main... What's that word? But the main thing they keep saying is that it's Angela Stanton King that's controlling him. That's making him do these stupid things that he's doing.
That's a lot of them fucking females that he got in his circle and shit. Like, he depends on all of them. This motherfucker never even defends himself. You got to check it. Tommy outed his mom, exposed her police record and shit. It turned out that, she was a prostitute or doing things like that.
Mm-hmm.
He never defended that shit. This is your mom. Nigga, say something.
Yeah, something.
So this motherfucker goes on and shit, and he makes a video playing a Mr. Fair Use video, which I guess is Carcino, about how there's no way none of that shit could have been true. And I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here. That shit is invalidated. Nigga, you were her fucking son. That is your mom. Say something. Or don't say nothing. But why the fuck do we need an outside source? Like, nigga, this is your mom. You're the best person to defend that shit. You can't even defend your mom, who you kind of try to herald as some sort of fucking hero and shit. I just say, yo, man, like, y'all keep following this nigga if y'all want to and shit, but he's so fucking full of shit.
I hate to disagree with you, but
what?
He can't be the main representation for his mom, because they said he wasn't taking care of his mom like that. They said his brother was taking care of his mom. So how could he? So maybe he's doing the right thing, staying quiet, because he can't talk upon her like that.
But then that further compounds my point then. That it shows like, damn, you can't even defend your mom and shit if it really came time for it. So it's like, what are we talking about here? I'm supposed to fuck Mr. Fair. Carcino can't even get that channel to do shit. Remember, he was telling us we wasn't going to be half a shit.
Yeah.
I think we do better than Fair Use.
So true.
He can't even get that channel to shit. So we supposed to listen to some bogus looking ass channel with a motherfucker that don't even show his face and shit about some shit. That's your defense for your mom? Like, come on, man. The level of idiocy within this group of people on YouTube is fucking insane.
Correct.
And it's just crazy that it's weird. Like, when I say certain shit, I just feel like I'm being so obvious, like I'm not saying anything. Who has to point out this weird ass nigga streaming while his girl is having a miscarriage, who has to point out all these inconsistencies in a motherfucker that's garnered an audience of 400,000. Like, who really has to point this shit out? Like, I don't know. I don't know what it is and why people are so fucking moved or fascinated with just ideas and no real substance, no real consistency. We're still in love with the trading and coding and all that shit, and he doesn't even talk about that shit anymore. And he's just been skating on that small little narrative and this idea of some message that don't hold him to anything. That don't hold none of them to anything. That's the thing that's crazy. That whole fucking group, y'all don't hold them to no kind of standard.
Yeah.
They're just online doing shit, just fucking with people and just doing shit for likes. And it's just like, man, there's no check. There's no gut check, no chin check for that shit. It's like, come on. Some of this shit we shouldn't even have to fucking say. Like, people should just have enough, I don't know, just enough fucking senses about them to reel that shit in.
Yeah. So true.
But these niggas don't.
Let's wrap this up real quick. I got a couple things I gotta do.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. We appreciate y'all stopping through with us for the midweek. If you haven't already, make sure that you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That'll let you know when we on here giving y'all that grease.
Woo! And make sure you comment always.
Hell yeah! Oh yeah, I wanted to show them this shit. This shit's funny. Hold on. You see this shit?
Yeah, I seen that.
he went full Kanye, Will. Never go full Kanye. Hell yeah. Shout out to Travis Seals. Zigga Man, always a pleasure. Brown Skin Lady 81, always a pleasure. David Dundee.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever seen him in here, but man, shout out for pulling up, coming through. Yeah. See, like, motherfuckers see this shit. Like, yo, it ain't just us. It ain't just us.
Yeah.
You know, every time I be thinking, like, yeah, man, we're going to go ahead and lay off of that because it's just so much shit that we want to cover and that we want to talk about. And like I said, man, these motherfuckers are entertaining. The fuck shit that they are into and the shit that they allow and the hypocrisy that they promote. That shit is really, like, when you really think about it on a real scale, is really dangerous.
Yeah.
That those type of people with that much influence and I don't know if you call it, like, what, notoriety and all that shit. That shit is dangerous. Like, that shit given to the wrong people. Hey, that's the shit. That's where the fucking Hitlers and all that shit come from.
Correct.
So, yeah, no doubt, David. Yeah, we definitely, I think we got great content.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm gonna check out Skinny later, man. Shit, I'll be over there watching this shit sometimes, man. Like, he a whole different dude. It was like he cut, or Kwame cut him off, or he cut Kwame off and shit, and then that motherfucker, just the dumb, went away. Like, what cartoon is that? Like, when something jumps into them and then, like, they be dumb as fuck and shit for a while and shit, then they finally get it off of them, and then it's just like, oh, what happened? Where was it? Like, it's like Skinny, like, back to himself. That's just cool, man. You know, doing cool content. The motherfucker's hilarious. On fucking point. Like, you just wouldn't have known that when he was just sitting around, you know, following, you know, Kwame Brown and shit in that order.
So true.
The other niggas is not the same. Carcino been a lame. Then now we know that he's fair use and shit. He's super fucking lame with a cape on.
Well, I'm gonna attack him now.
Oh yeah, he's super motherfucking lame, nigga. Come over here on your Carcino. What's it called? Casino for life, whatever the fuck.
Nigga. Come over there with that name.
Say that shit with your chest, nigga. Shit, don't nobody take you fucking seriously. You are that scam ass Saginaw stem. Yeah, you done found out you missed a fair use. I got time. I'm about to look into that shit. I better not find any fuck shit on your STEM program and shit, or that's what we doing a fucking show on. You fucking punk. I don't like that nigga. Like, his energy is just fucked up.
I just don't like it, because it's personal, because Floyd situation. So I don't like.
Yeah, that too. But still, like, I don't know. He just got real bitch ass energy. So yeah, I'm definitely looking, because motherfuckers already been saying that Saginaw STEM shit is a scam. And then when you see the niggas that he run with, the way that they do shit on YouTube, how these motherfuckers carry themselves and shit, yeah, it's probably real fucking easy to believe. Yeah, that shit's a scam. Don't fucking look into that shit. Yeah, we could talk about some Saginaw STEM. Y'all niggas don't give a fuck about that shit. That's why y'all only talk about it when somebody get online and start busting y'all ass. Then all of a sudden, oh, we doing STEMs. Get the fuck out of here. You niggas ain't doing no STEM. Probably sucking the stem of each other's dicks or something like that. Ain't no fucking STEM.
Okay, on that note, that's Jay Almighty. That's Geraldine. 2 names. I'm Super Dope Keys. And you just been Chit Chat.
Boom!
Can't be serious.
But he is a scrub. And you know it.
Can't be serious.
You trying to tell me that you don't know a scrub when you see a scrub?
If it's up, then it's stuck on you niggas. How y'all act on YouTube while I don't fuck with you niggas. Can't believe the fans would ever give a buck to you niggas. I'd rather make you kiss a blade than give a buck to you niggas. Check it, look in your face and straight up tell you trash. Mama's cooking all beans, that's why you niggas so gas. They feel sorry for you, probably why they gave you a pass. You lucky Gilla Matt Barnes and put a foot in your ass. Boy, chin, chat, my niggas so callous. Get what's that can recreate the malice up in the palace. Spank these niggas like my sons, that's where they really so childish. Or I get bullied with the fully, keep a Billy like Eilish. Mr. Skinny, give you dick and what else? Stay on a con dick while you contradicting yourself. D-Wade ain't say nothing, what you fuck with him for? Talking about his kid when you don't do nothing for yours. Whores, keep down in our views, can't take nothing from me. You niggas funny, with after YouTube money, you bummy. Say what it is, so yeah, you know we gonna stay buzzing. Y'all 40 and 50 and too old to be claiming play cousins. Got on the tube and never stop wildin'. Pissing in the face of at least 400,000. Listen to this nigga cry victim playing his violin. Claiming not for Mel, but with Skinny, you seem to style bend. Blame your career on the ones that used to manage you, not on different folks you telling gave the advantage to. You're feeling hurt, seeking validation to bandage you, and now you got your own fans begging for me to damage you. Get 'em. Unaccountable, finger pointer, a blame king. Mad at Stephen A, but not Kobe, saying the same thing. This just a melt pot. They call me Mr. Fair Use with a writer. Chin check, stop all that self-talk. Can't be serious. YouTube got you delirious. Check it, this ain't beef, it's more like lunch meat. Jay bringing heat, you boys easy to beat. Come on. Can't be serious. YouTube got you delirious. Check it, this ain't beef, it's more like lunch meat. Jay bringing heat, you boys easy to beat. Come on.
Kwame Brown. This man was a bona fide scrub. He can't play.
You've never worked and put forth your due diligence in order to take advantage of the privileged opportunity that you were in. And when I see that level of consistency as it pertains to ineptitude, I'm going to call somebody out.
The man cannot play the game of basketball. He has small hands. He can't catch the ball. He's got bad feet. He can't really move, even though he's mobile. Doesn't really know what he's doing. Doesn't have a post move that he puts to memory that he can do 2 times in a row. He has no game whatsoever, plays no defense, doesn't have the heart, the passion, or anything that comes with it.